त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् ऊर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. On this auspicious day of MahaShivaratri, let's listen to the preachings of Sri Satya Sai Baba in his words about the purpose, significance and sanctity of MahaShivaratri. Let us understand the purpose of Shivaratri. The Vedanta persuades you to investigate the function of the senses and of the mind, which is activated by its capacity to reflect the Atma within. All the inner instruments of knowledge and the inner witness in man are promoters of the highest wisdom. Everyone is God, limiting himself into this particular name and form in which he is engaged. If you believe yourself to be the label affixed on you, and call yourself by the name that others have given you, you never know your reality and you have unshakable joy. This is the lesson that Vedanta teaches. Those who are aware that they are the indestructible Atma encased in temporary sheets in a house with a name and a form which is the physical body are unaffected by anything that happens to the sheath or house. Prahlada was one such. In spite of the torture inflicted on him, he was calm and unruffled, for he was established in Narayana, the ultimate God. That was his genuine truth. It took Arjuna a long time to realize this. This was told by Sri Satya Sai Baba on the eve of Mahashivaratri, held on 24th February 1971. Each one is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is truth. The total knowledge and infinity is Brahma. But sunk in the morass of ignorance, which multiplies endlessly, the desires that haunt the mind, man forgets the core of its being. Everyone must get convinced that he is Atma, not the body, which is material residence. To instruct you about this is the special purpose of the festival of Mahashivaratri, told by Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba on the previous day of Mahashivaratri in 1971. Now let's listen to the significance of Shivaratri in the words of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba in the year of 1990. He says, Shivaratri observance conveys a significant lesson. According to numerology, the three letters Si, Va and Ra make up 11, which is Si is 5 letters and Va is 4 letters and Ra is 2 letters. These 11 are known as the Ekadasha Rudras, the 11 Rudras. The fourth syllable, 3, means 3. Thus, the Shivaratri, the day devoted to overcoming the 11 Rudras by adoring the Supreme Lord, who is the master of them all. The Rudras turned the Bodhi intellect towards sensuous objects and thrust the individual in the sea of samsara, which is a worldly life. The Paramatma, Supreme Spirit, is the master of all the Rudras. Only the man who conquered the 11 Rudras can expect to realize the Supreme God. Now, what are the 11 Rudras? They are the 5 Karmendriyas, which are the organs of action, the 5 Jnanendriyas, the organs of perception, and the Buddhi. Man must seek to control as much as possible these 11 organs. From ancient times, the sages have stressed the supreme importance of self-control, sense control as the means to God realization. All these organs, by leading man astray in pursuit of trivial and transitory pleasures, ruin him and make him weep. But the Atma, if it is sought and relied upon, sheds its rays on the 11 Rudras and makes them meaningful partners in the progress of man towards self-realization. The rays from the Atma illumine the intelligence. The illumined intelligence alerts the mind, and the alerted mind gets control of the senses, making the path clear for the person to proceed through knowledge to wisdom. This message was conveyed in the year of 1978. Now, let's listen to the sanctity of Shivaratri in the words of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Chandrama Manaso Jataha. Out of the mind, out of the Purusha, which is the Godhead, the moon was born. There is a close affinity between the Manas, which is the mind, and the moon. Both are subject to decline and progress. The waning of the moon is the symbol for the waning of the mind. The mind has to be controlled, reduced, and finally destroyed. All sadhana is directed towards the end. Manohara, the mind has to be killed so that Maya may be rent asunder and the reality is revealed. The moon is presiding deity of the mind. It has 16 kalas or fractions, and each day when it wanes, a fraction is reduced until it is annihilated on new moon light. Shivratri is observed on the 14th night of this waning period, when the moon has only just one night more to become a non entity and to lose its influence on the agitations of the mind. The mind is the source of all entangling desires and emotions. The mind is therefore almost powerless this day. If only this night is spent in vigil and in the presence of the divine, it can be fully conquered and the man can realize his freedom. So every month, 14th day of the dark half of the month is prescribed for more intense sadhana, and once a year, in the month of Magha, this MahaShivaratri, the great night of Shiva, is laid down for the great consummation. MahaShivaratri is sacred for another reason too. It is the day on which Shiva, the supreme god, takes the form of a linga for the benefit of seekers. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.